we're gonna get started up right now. So, welcome to Live from the Bridge. This is actually going to be episode number 4. You probably noticed there's a little bit of a change here. I have to be honest with you. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Somehow a potato got in the fancy electronic equipment, and due to some space-time wormhole shenanigans, we may have temporarily lost Vivia. It's totally my fault. But she is on a red planet. We know exactly where she is, but she is out of video and signal range. But in all of the kerfuffle, you like that word?
Great word.
Oh, perfect. So all of the kerfuffle, we were able to get Rzesh into audio range. So he's just not going to be in video range today. But it's not going to slow anything down because we have some amazing content. Got some good stuff to cover today. Actually, the best stuff to cover today.
Out of all the stuff, this is the stuff that we want to be covering.
Yeah, so I know the star of the show, Vivia, is not here, but I think you're pretty close second. Probably because you're the only second, Rzesh. But
thank you.
You're still
appreciate it.
So
you're the only constant in my life. So.
Oh, thank you. Well, you
want
to
introduce myself?
Yeah.
Sure, and then I want you to do the same after I go, but. Hey guys, Rzesh here. Your bearded wonder, your 5'9" NBA baller, SOA lover, TAC lover, FFBE lover, and all things JRPG, all the way to some really good pasta, which I could go for some right now. But I've been streaming for about 3 years now, and we're on podcast number 4, and I couldn't be more excited about it. And it is what it is.
You gotta mention food. Why you
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I am hungry right now.
Oh my gosh! All right, we'll try and make this quick then. But, anyways, I am Ragnazuken. If you guys don't know me, I am a streamer as well, mobile streamer for the most part. Stream a variety of games, but mostly Final Fantasy Brave Exvius and Star Ocean Nemesis. So we do this vodcast every single Monday. If you guys have any suggestions for content, things you would love to see, definitely just message us. We'd love to cover what you guys want to see because we have a ton of fun doing it. So, I've been streaming for actually a year now. Yesterday was my 1-year stream anniversary.
Woo, congratulations.
Yeah. And if you guys ever miss any of our vodcasts as well, you can always just check within my prior VODs to see the old videos and go over prior information. Also, you can go over to Vivia's YouTube channel, which we will have linked at the end here as well. And you'll probably see it scrolling right down here. Actually, look, right here. I'm saying as I'm scrolling, it's going. Or as I'm scrolling. No, I'm not scrolling. It's scrolling. But you guys can check it out. Just go and search that up on YouTube. You'll find it there. But without further ado, the first thing we need to do on the stream, as always, I did save my free daily poll. It's always the
baby.
I know it's gonna be rainbow today. I'm feeling.
What are we looking for here? What are you eyeing?
I mean, I hate to say it, but like I still don't have a Shimada, and he's the underdog. He's awesome. That or a Nell. I mean, one's more attractive than the other. I can't really tell you my preference, but
no, Shimada. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to love.
All right, you already knew it.
Yeah, no. I mean, dude, he looks like you can imagine cuddling up to that bad boy. I think it's gonna be like a down pillow. You may get lost for a bit.
He's like 2
Nells. Beanbag chairs.
I know this is gonna be a good stream, dude. This is dangerous.
It's gonna be a good time.
I feel like teachers away. I'm a little too comfortable right now. Don't worry, we'll get some actual information out. I think though, possibly, maybe.
We'll see.
Well, you want to go over?
Poll, sir.
Oh, thank you. Well, we already did it and it failed. There's blue.
Oh, I didn't get to see it. But interesting.
But we can imagine what it was. We'll just imagine it was an L, and go from there.
Now confirmed.
So, do you want me to talk about or at least read off the banner here? You can go over the information.
Well, first off, man, what'd you do this week, man? How was your week, and what have you been doing in SOA? at least this week, because I know that we're gonna jump into. Obviously, if you guys read the news or use your eyes in any way, shape, or form, and actually log into the game, you will see that we do have a new event coming on. We'll be talking about that in depth today. We'll also be going into their passives, what they look like. I actually have to talk nice about a defender today, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we're gonna be going into that a little bit later. So stay tuned, buckle up. It's gonna be a nice roller coaster ride. But before we get there, how was your week, man?
Yeah, good. I mean, finally Max Limit broke my my Raimi as well, which felt good.
I saw that nice gold border.
She's looking nice. She's my favorite still. But I gotta be honest with you. I mean, we did spend a lot of time in FFB. The 7 stars coming out, a new meta shift. We spent a lot of time on that. So if there's any slowdown in info, it's just basically for this week. But you know what? If I can still manage to do that, even being a filthy casual and still max limit breaking a weapon and a unit, just shows that this game can really be for anyone and not just for the hardcore. So.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect mix between how much money you want to throw at it versus how much time you're willing to invest. I think it's a pretty healthy game in that aspect. But yeah, no, man, FFB kind of definitely dominated this week, and I mean, rightly so. You had this entire, new meta shift and excitement that's coming behind 7 stars. But I think it's going to swap back a little bit over to SOA because we got some good shenanigans coming up. We got some good hoopla, if you would, and so. You want to tell us a little bit about that, and then I'll go into depth?
Yeah, so I mean, basically what I'm going to be doing is just, I'm just going to be talking about the banner that's displaying up on the screen here. So the new events, item exchanges, and campaigns. We're going to get the Everlasting Summer campaign. We're going to get a special event, Planet, which is going to be the Deep Blue Sea, the Maze of Curses, and we're also going to be getting a campaign draw, character draw, which is going to be Summer Miria and Summer Miki as well. A couple things that are going to be ending is going to be the G Reverse. That is going to be ending here. And then also the draw for Erotic, Raimi, Claire, and Millie. So make sure if you guys haven't done that yet, you might want to do it soon because we're actually going to be going into maintenance before, let's see, the game will be ready at, I think, 4 a.m. tomorrow. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep, we'll be going into maintenance at, I think, 5 hours before that, and then 5-hour maintenance. It'll be up to go at 4 a.m. So, starts tomorrow. So make sure that you guys, anything that you need done prior to this, anything that you see ending right there, make sure you're busting your booty and knocking that stuff out so that you don't get locked out by that maintenance and get that feels bad, man. You know what I'm saying? So was that booty a reference to what we're getting on this banner? I think so. That perfect segue. So from blast from the ass pass. We're getting 2 beautiful babes this week, and not only are they beautiful in looks and design, they're also both pretty damn good units. So if you guys have not heard about them or know what we're getting, obviously we have Maria right now, and we have Miki. We have both of those. I almost said champions, like a little bit of League of Legends in me. But we got 2 of those units in the game right now, but we're getting the summer versions of them. And in my opinion, besides maybe my area later down the road, both of these units are going to be better out the gate than both of those units that we have right now. So
I believe so too. Now I have a question though.
I have an answer. Maybe actually. So
if Miria is in like a wet t-shirt contest right now, is she the winner because she's the only one in it, or like I don't know.
I would say so. I'd give her 10 out of 10. Because no one else she's all right. So we got Miki in a bathing suit. I'm trying to think. Maybe I have to give runner up to Shimada. He may not be wearing a shirt.
I'll be quite honest with you. I was doing some image searches here. I was gonna try and make a wet t-shirt contest out of things, but all the men were wearing full clothes. It just didn't look right. I was trying to get it for you though, man. I know that comment you made on there. Our first live stream was just kind of telling of what you're looking for in the game. So I tried to give it to you, but maybe next time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a respecter of all units. I mean, nipples are nipples, you know. I mean, if I get my guy nipples, I get my girl nipples, regardless. You know, I'm a happy person. So, yeah, definitely looking for not the defender nipples though. Defender nipples, those are the nipples that we're gonna dodge like the plague. So.
All right. Well, I don't know if that's a segue into anything at all. It's just. Or we'll move on. So, you want to talk about some of the abilities and rushes of these new units?
Sure do. More than I want to talk about nipples, that's for sure. So, let's jump into... I was actually going to do Myra first, but I think I want to do Miki because I actually want to save having to say anything nice related.
This feels like Super Troopers right now. Is this like... Was there a contest of like how, you know, say meow so many times?
Meow!
To see how many times you can say nipples?
Yeah, that would be amazing. I'm actually getting $100 slid to me by seeing how many times I can say nipples, and I'm only 2 away. So if I said nipples, then there you go. I just made the money. So
good job,
easy
man.
Cash, guys. You guys take that note, take that to the bank. Anytime that someone offers you $100 to say nipples, do it. But first, let's jump in to the young Miki, who is on the left, or was on the left of your screen. She is going to be a role changing. Right now, obviously, she is a healer support type unit. The Summer Miki will not be a healer / support type unit. She will actually be a sharpshooter. So fun little switch there, which is also exciting. It shows the diversity and depth of these characters and all of that goodness. But let's just jump right into some of her abilities and we'll go from there. So we've got the fried soba. I want to say that soba is the correct way of saying that. If not, then it is? Oh, well. Yeah. I knew that all along. On the right hand, not the left. She's not a big fan of her left hand. Is going to be a damage buff and passive to all allies by 35%. Sounds pretty damn good.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of any kind of damage buff, because you get a damage buff, you get a crit buff. That means everyone is going to be doing exponentially more damage. Then we got the next ability called Concentration towards the front. Attack damage taken 20% less and adds 20% HP or higher, and has a 70% chance at a fatal blow when in front of an enemy. So what this means, guys, is not only are we getting a really cool, beneficial passive and ability that goes into the fight, but we are now adding in positionals. So I don't know if you guys have ever played MMOs or I guess it maybe even falls into MOBAs or something, but for the most part, positionals are a buff or a debuff that happens based on where you're located on the map. Are you in the back of the boss? I'm sure you guys have all played the Thief class. You get a bonus crit if you're stabbing someone in the back instead of the front. Don't do that to your friends, by the way. They will not be your friends anymore, and they will leave you and move to New Jersey with your girlfriend. Number 2, it means that you're going to have to position better. Make sure that we're in the right spot in relation to the boss, and lets you kind of have some really cool strategies with tanking, aggro swaps, and all of these kind of goodies. So it just adds a whole new layer and dimension to the role, which is super exciting from a sharpshooter. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the way that you're doing this, though, I mean, when you have a positional character like that on your team, right, first and foremost, when you see something like this, honestly, it's such a chaotic game. That's going to be kind of a higher level of gameplay, I think, that's really going to be able to make the most use of this. But, I mean, I'm seeing that it might make a couple of different choices, like in your character selections down the road. You know, when you actually have one on your team and you're in, you know, when you're in one of our streams here and you're actually selecting your units and trying to build up parties, when we actually do get the harder content, that's going to be necessary that you build a proper team comp and not just go in with anyone. 2 people are autoing on accident and you still somehow make it through. That I think this is actually going to be very, very relevant. I mean, that crit rate that's just always there, that doesn't rely on a rush, is huge. I mean, it's crazy. But again, it's tough to do, you know, and again, in a chaotic environment, you know, maybe you can have a tank that's taking a lot of aggro that has a no flinch, that can be tanking it completely, might be very relevant. But what do you think it's going to do for team comp changes, or do you think it's going to even do anything to it right now in our current meta?
I think in the current meta, we won't see too many changes because I feel like a lot of people have, you know, max limit broke and max statted at least their main 2 or 3 units, right? Like they have their bays, they have their units, and most of those units are pretty solid. So I don't think it's going to shift the meta too much, but it definitely will start prepping the way, like laying the foundation to the shit that we're about to get, which is a lot harder content. Obviously, we got Misery 2 recently. I'm sure we're gonna start getting harder content than that, just kind of like other gacha games we played where, you know, we had FFB started introducing the harder content. Obviously it was hard when it first got introduced. Now it's cakewalk. You know, any kind of gacha has its tier and power curves. I don't think we've reached that power curve yet where it's actually going to be crazy difficult, but you definitely will have to be on your toes. Definitely gonna have to, you know, make sure you're positioning right and creating at least decent team comps. And not, please don't auto. Please, little PSA, don't auto. Thank you. But yeah, no, I think you touched on it a little bit too. But her next thing was extra order. You had said, you know, having that crit rate up. Basically, it's crit rate plus 20% to the entire team as long as she's behind it. Kind of like I said with that thief. You know, a lot of people get a crit bonus or a critical strike if you attack from the back. Miki gets the exact same, but instead of just her, she gives it to the entire team. And then last would be her rush, which is shaved ice on the left hand. So, you know, she's covering both hands here. We started off with the fried soba, and we ended with the shaved ice. This is not helping my hunger by any means. AP recovery on normal attacks plus 50% to all allies. So you're gonna be popping this. Yeah, you're gonna be popping this bad boy. And what this is gonna do is this is gonna empower all of your other characters and units to just be spamming. Okay, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. It can also be used. I mean, in hindsight, let's say you have a very difficult boss or a fast-moving boss or someone with a high aggro range, and you don't have someone with a non-flinch. What you could do is you could pop this. This is gonna give you a lot more dashes. This is gonna give you a lot more movement. So let's just say, you know, not only is it damage based, but it's also positional based, which we just talked about the importance of that and where the meta is going. So all around, Miki, I'm gonna give her 8.3 out of 10. I think she's a pretty good unit. Definitely be pulling for her. If you don't already have a excellent sharpshooter or haven't invested in one, this is definitely going to be a route to take. And even if you do have a pretty good sharpshooter, it'd be obviously nice to have this diversity along the way.
Yeah, but I think it's more of just kind of like a piece that you fit into a build as opposed to like a main, you know? She can still be great, but she's not going to be what I see as like one of the aces that you're always going to...
Correct.
It's not your ace in the hole, it's just, you know, it's a great unit, but with a very specific team that you build with friends.
Correct. She's definitely niche, but for right now, definitely good, and I think worthy of pulling. Definitely not skip. Like, don't just pass on her, but definitely still think that Maria and Remy phase her out just a little bit, but she's definitely gonna have her strengths. And who knows? I mean, most of the time you have gacha games, they'll release these units, and then those units are really good on upcoming events. You know, I'm gonna put a little bit of, you know, money in a basket here. $100 I just made from saying the N word. No, nipples, actually, saying nipples, because that's a different connotation. Too many times, and then we would be going from there. So we're gonna take that $100 and say that we're gonna have content coming that you're gonna be using these. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not nerfed though. Hopefully they're not nerfed.
Yeah, I mean, I think we forgot to actually preface this, is that we don't have the exact information on this. This is something that we've been pulling from the JP side of it, so there may be some different variations of their skills. We haven't really been able to find any information for or against any of that just yet, so yeah, we'll see what actually comes out, but we're fairly sure that this is what we're going to be getting here. And just one more final comment on her. I mean, I think that she's a great unit, I think, more for people that like to play with others and be interactive and talk. as opposed to someone that may be doing solo play where it may not be as relevant.
Correct. They're definitely gonna have strengths in multiplayer versus solo. But again, I feel like the solo content right now. Have you had any? That was English. Problem with the solo content so far? I haven't personally, so I don't know. I'm sure.
Not really. I mean, some of the mazes have been a little difficult just because, you know, the AI sometimes is just not anywhere near what you want it to be doing. But I think that's what I kind of covered in one of the first 2 streams, as well as the importance of being able to build up units, not only the ones that you'll use yourself, but as supports to yourself in a solo environment. You know, because you still there's still content that you need to be able to beat to get specific rewards by actually getting those units up. You know, so it's still very, very important that you do so.
Correct. No, I agree. It's just, yeah, these are definitely going to be more fitted towards multiplayer than single player because. Well, shall we jump into, in my opinion, the best unit on the banner?
The best. What type of unit is this again?
A woman in a bathing suit unit. That is what this unit is.
Who is also possibly a defender?
Defender of the macaroni and cheese in her fridge, then yes, I would classify her as a defender. So that is the only time that I would say a nice thing about a defender, because I am a big fan of mac and cheese. But let's just jump right into her stats.
Well, let's just talk about her excellent proportions.
Oh, they're pretty good actually. Like you said, winner of the best tattoo award, the best wet t-shirt award, and I'm a really big fan. I don't know if it's a fig leaf. It's not a fig leaf, or it's a branch, whatever it is. She's cosplaying Bambi.
You know what it looks like?
You
ever play Legos as a kid that look like flame, or like the dragons and stuff? That's exactly what that looks like. Like the little flame Lego piece.
So
but no, I was talking about excellent proportions, her ability. Like you're getting a little off topic here, bud. Getting your mind out of the gutter a little bit. We're talking about serious things here. It's a serious stream.
She has great proportions in the fact that she has, and that is the name of her ability, her passive, which is going to be an HP 20% and will not flinch to any damage under 20% of her max HP. And not only that, guys, but she's going to be plugging that to the entire team. So we talked about a little bit about that non-flinch ability coming in from your defenders, or coming in for whoever is drawing the aggro. This baby is going to be carrying that. Not only is she going to be carrying that, she is going to be buffing that up to your entire party. So let's say someone else gets the aggro, you're under that 20 HP threshold, all of a sudden, boom, unflinchable, baby. You ain't being moved. You are a steady block and unshakable and unmovable. So, but yeah, speaking of her excellent proportions, those proportions she may or may not have put on some aroma suntan lotion, which is the staple on this blue planet that we will be going to, which basically means that INT damage taken for the entire party is going to go down by 20%. So this is going to be really good against castings, all that kind of good shenanigans. And then her next ability, Skillful Temptation. She's a little bit of a temptress, and what this is going to do is buff attack by 40% and HP cost by negative 20%. What did I say?
You said HP.
Okay, well,
the HP sacrifice? No, AP.
HP. It's the Floridian accent. Floridian accent.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. When under aggro for herself. So when she's aggroing and she's actually holding aggro like a good tank or defender should, she is going to get a self-attack buff, and she's also getting an AP cost down by 20%. So the more you're actually maintaining and controlling the boss, you get rewarded for it, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Honestly, like that's the best thing I've ever seen. Like, I mean, not only does it reward you for playing your class properly, it also rewards everyone else in the party because you're encouraged to do the right thing. Not too many times do we have a unit that has this, incredible ability or self buff. Usually self buffs are so selfish. Where it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's just like, okay, that's ridiculous. You're wasting a turn or you're wasting whatever. But I mean, this one is like, you get that constant buff all the time. Attack plus 40% and AP cost negative 20%, so you can continue to just cause havoc, be a proper tank. And I really think that this is gonna enhance the way that people play. And I hope that we start seeing more abilities that really look into the core of how you should play your unit and give you the absolute best reward for playing it properly.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I think it's a beautiful thing. Like you said, most of the time you get a little buff and it's like, hey, this person gets negated damage for 4 seconds. It's like, oh, I guess that's cool. But how does that really benefit, the party or the group, all this kind of stuff? But this is actually pretty busted. This is, I think, what makes her the best unit on the banner. Obviously, all the other things are amazing, and what we're about to jump into is amazing as well. But I think the reason the next part is amazing is because of this ability. So definitely be looking to pick her up. Skillful Temptation, great if you're into defenders. I'm not, by the way. But yeah, this is what this one, which is then gonna segue right into our vacation Perio. There we go. A little bit of
Perfect.
dog. Thank you. I got it. Nailed it. First try. This is going to be her rush. It's going to be a single target damage plus 20% and ease of stun plus 15% when not under aggro. Basically, what this is going to do, after you have your 40% attack buff and after you have your minus 20% AP, you're going to go and hit this boss 24 times with this ability. And you're going to do a shit ton of damage because all 24 times you're going to be buffing and stacking a multiplier. Multiplier? I was thinking Markiplier. Oops. He's a YouTuber, guys. Check him out. Multiplier. And using that plus 40% attack buff that you got from doing your job correctly. And just doing a buka amount of damage as a defender. So, absolutely bonkers. Great unit. Unfortunately, has to be a defender. But because of Skillful Temptation, jumping right into the vacation, great overall unit.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's really cool about all this as well is like of what I want to see, what I'm hoping for, is just to see a massive amount of attacks and that her abilities actually allow you to gain a lot of aggro and stay close to the enemies, be able to build up a high amount of defense as well. I mean, the one thing that we're seeing here, I mean, we do see out of Miria, an HP buff that she has, the unflinching, but I don't see anything for defense or anything that gets buffed on her. So, I mean, you're still going to have the importance of probably a proper healer within that sort of a build if you're really utilizing her correctly. But I think that just seeing what her potential is, I may even look to change up my team comps almost completely if I do pull her.
Yeah, she will. If I pull Miria, Summer Miria, definitely will have a midlife crisis because everything I stand for and everything I believe in is going to come to a crossroads, and I'm going to have to decide. Do I invest my time and energy and money into a good unit, but go against my moral compass, or do I just let her sit on the bench and waste greatness? It's almost like setting LeBron down. You pick up LeBron in LA and you go, "Hey, buddy, sorry, we're not starting you. We're starting no Buck Chuck over here. I'm sorry, you gotta just kind of hang out. I'm glad you're on our team, though, buddy." Awesome. So probably we'll end up having to level her up, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm excited.
Right. And what about Miki and the rush combo there as well?
What was it?
So with Miki and her rush combo, I mean, what do you think that does to change her?
Would I change about Miki's rush combo? Or
no, like what do you think that does to change what you think about her as a unit? I mean, does that change anything that we had said prior to this as well?
No, I think we're still good on that. I like them. I think both are great. I think Miki's great. Mayuri's great. Both rush combos are incredible. Again, with the AP recovery on both of them, I'm not sure. This would be something that we'd have to test out, do a little bit of research on. But the AP recovery from Miki's Rush combo with the AP recovery from Skillful Temptation, what that would look like, I think it would be maybe a total of a cap of 70%, 70% AP recovery for your defender at that point. You may have, let's say you have a Summer Miki on your team. She's got her positional. You've got your Summer Myuria. She's holding her aggro. At that point, she could be, capping at 70% AP recovery, which would be actually bonkers. But yeah, I think both are incredible. And, Shaved Ice at the left hand with the Vacation Pareo combo, pretty good.
Sounds awesome. All right. Well, I mean, is there anything that we didn't really cover here?
I just think real quick the event itself, I think, and then
that's
ready
right
to go. But yeah, so I mean, it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. The event will actually be a planet, which is where Vivia was supposed to land up. We had sent her a interstellar communication, said, "Hey, meet us at Dwarf Taurus 13." She ended up going to, the Nebula Kryptonite galaxy, ended up on some red planet. We specifically said blue. I'm the colorblind one here, so unfortunately, she missed the memo on the color of the planet. That happens when you're space drinking. You know how we all get, sitting in our cockpits, sitting on the bridge, enjoying a nice sip of worm whiskey. So she ended up at the wrong spot. But basically, guys, it's going to be an event where we plow through a planet. And that being said, because it's a planet, I hope you guys have all taken into consideration. We've talked about it a few times on our podcasts, both in resource management, and I'm pretty sure on our first podcast we talked about what to save and what to be looking for. To clear this planet, you're going to need a blaster, okay? You guys will need one. Pretty sure if it stays true to the event release schedule and what it looked like on Japan's side, there will be only one blaster that you need to clear the planet. So make sure you have one saved up. If you haven't gotten one already, try to get one ASAP. That way you can 100% this planet and clear the event. Okay, so pretty straightforward event.
Should be able to get a blaster from the G Reverse, I believe. Right?
There we go. Yeah, you should be able to.
Pretty cheap too.
So, yeah, not bad, guys. Should be super fun. I love planets because I just like the completion aspect of seeing a little character run around and complete it. But what are your thoughts on the event there, Regs?
I mean, honestly, since we don't have the exact confirmation as to what's gonna come here, all I can say is just I'm excited. I want to see what we actually have. What kind of potential we have for farming. If there's going to be any more ability for us to farm out more LB crystals. If we're going to get a lot more 3-drops, what are our new farming spots? Will there be a new farming spot? So that's kind of what I'm looking for, because I think one of the highest priorities for a lot of us now, we've maxed out a lot of our units, but we're kind of running into that stamina wall again too. So I and a couple other people that are within the streams too, just we need to grind out the levels. Honestly, gotta grind out levels, and at the same time, just get our weapons. So if we still keep getting 3-star weapons dropping all the time, then I think we're gonna be good.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be good too. And it's funny that you would mention weapons, because there may or may not be. We actually don't know, but it's highly possible. I'd say a 75% chance that we will also be getting a weapon pull for this one. For this event, which would so we again can't confirm it. I think pretty sure it was on Japan's side. Who knows if it'll come? I think it may make power scaling for this event pretty OP. This would be an unskippable event if we got that as well. So yeah, we'll just we'll look for it and go from there. But yeah, pretty sure we're going to be getting a weapon as well. So yeah, looking for farm spots, especially so that we can transmute that bad boy and build that weapon up if it does come. So I'm super excited.
Sounds good. All right, well, I think we should probably move on to the last portion here. As always, we always want to end these with some Q&A. So I think we've been able to collect a few questions here.
I have. It hasn't been the most question-filled stream, but definitely got a few. For start off with a super easy one, super light, directed at you, Rags. I don't play this game anymore, but I'm thinking about getting back into it. Does the summer banner start tonight?
Well, pretty much tomorrow at like 4 a.m. Actually, I can't confirm exactly what time it is. Do you know if that's Central Time?
4 a.m. would be Eastern. I want to say Eastern, and 3 Central. 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern.
Okay, so that's when it'll start, because it's actually going to be going into its maintenance tonight. So make sure that you guys are getting everything finished that you need to. The last little bits of any of the grinds, G Revorce and other things that we talked about at the very beginning that are going to be disappearing as well. Make sure you get that done.
Yep, exactly. I mean, you got what, 18 hours max right now? So definitely be grinding that out, get that stuff done, finished off. I know I sometimes procrastinate on stuff like that, and I just plow it throughout the next day. So if you're like me sometimes, guys, just make sure you're getting everything that you want, because you don't want to miss out on anything from a event for sure. Next question, pretty easy one as well. Is Summer Miki our new healer?
Yeah, you want to answer that for us?
Okay, I do. No. She is not.
We didn't just talk about it, but
yeah, no, you're good. I mean, that's some people hop in at different times. They see the name Miki, know that she's a healer now. But no, what we talked about a little bit is she is getting a role change. She is actually not going to be a healer on this banner. She is going to be swapping into a sharpshooter with some really cool passives and buffs, and an incredibly good rush as well. So it just shows the diversity of the cast, man. What shows what makes Star Ocean great is that characters don't have a niche. Characters don't have a certain role. They can do kind of whatever. And Miki is no exception to that. So she is a good-looking swimsuit unit that will be a new sharpshooter if you did not get fortunate enough to pull a Remy or a Maria. So definitely noteworthy.
And I think it's something we've really talked about, at least once, to some extent on any of our prior vodcasts as well. Is just making sure that we let everyone know and understand that you can really make almost any character viable. And when you really look into the passives that you get from each of these characters, you can honestly use whatever you want. And tossing one or two little kind of fringe units in there, if you put enough into them, you can use your waifus, you can use your husbandos, you can use anything that you'd like, and a lot of them are actually pretty damn good. So it's don't worry too much about having the single meta breaking unit. And right now, there's really not anything that we need. But it is still recommended, pull on these banners, try them out, see what you can actually get on them. I think that especially if you're targeting something that is in this limited pool right now, just like my Nell, I still would like to have her before the pool gets filled up too much. I just like that classic Nell look before we get different variations of her. So,
agree. I like Nell a lot.
Very relevant.
Big fan. And then moving into the last question for the podcast, do either of us have any advice for people considering re-rolling, or people that have just started the game going into the new units and event? Would you recommend re-rolling? And if not, how would you go about on your gem management going into this banner?
Honestly, I just don't find it to be terribly necessary. I mean, if you absolutely are going to min-max, if you think that you're not going to play the game because you didn't get that one unit that you want, then I would say, you know what, definitely go re-roll it. Because if you're not going to enjoy yourself, if you're going to just go and burn yourself out on not getting a unit and then uninstall the game, then honestly, that's one of the reasons why I would tell people, yeah, you definitely should re-roll. But if you want to experience the game, if you want to experience different units, if you want to try some different things out, you know, if you're not locked into Star Ocean, you know, maybe it's a positive thing. You know, don't listen to the meta. If you don't know about the Star Ocean universe and you just want to experience it for the first time, and you know, come up with your own ideas of what you find is good and fall in love with your own characters, then, you know, possibly don't reroll. Just kind of see what you get and go from there. Because, you know, being able to pick an ace unit from the very beginning, and with these ace tickets that we're getting as well, I mean, you're gonna get a couple of aces. You're gonna get everything that you need. You know, and with phase being something that we all got from the beginning as well, I mean, you've got everything you need to continue to play this game for a good amount of time. You know, buy all of your great free daily pulls that we get, and some of the other rewards we got going on. I mean, this game is very fair to us. It's very rewarding for playing the game. So, you know, even just playing every single day, you get that free character draw. So, I don't think that there would really be a need to, unless, again, it's a deal breaker that you would uninstall the game if you don't get a certain unit.
Yeah, I would agree. I would never. I'm not a reroller myself. This is one of the very first games that I ever actually rerolled on, and that was because when I first started, I was going over my account. And I showed a few other people, and they're like, "Oh, that's your account," and it was pretty sad looking, guys. It was a train wreck. But so it's a personal decision, right? Like it's like you said. Are these units ones that you're gonna see on other people's teams and cry yourself to sleep at night because you didn't pull them, that they're not on your team? So if that's the case, 100% reroll. That's your choice. I feel like if you've been playing the game up until this point, there's just too much stuff that you've gotten, too much stuff that you've acquired throughout the course of the events, of the giveaways. Like Rag said, this game is very liberal in what you gain for just playing the game. It's not any skimping out on gems. It's not any skimping out on farming options and cool little tidbits here and there. So to say reroll specifically for this banner, I would say no. I think there are banners in the future that are more reroll available than this one, specifically possibly the, you know, maybe some FFBEs, you know, a little bit of those, or maybe some nears. So this one, definitely some really solid units. I think you should definitely pull for both of them. I would probably put a, you know, probably 15,000 gem cap on what I'd do. I'd probably do 3 pulls and call it good. I don't think these are chaseable units, but I definitely think that they're units you should attempt to get. But to reroll, I would say no.
Cool. All right. Well, honestly, this has been fun. I have to say, I really missed Vivia.
We missed our ace. That is our ace in
our ace. So hopefully you guys enjoy the vodcast here. You know, Vivia will hopefully be joining us on the next one as well. We'll definitely let you guys know, but you can still go and check out her YouTube channel. She'll still have this video uploaded there as well. And we hope you guys enjoyed it. We had a ton of fun. Oh, well, I don't know. I made the decision for you. I assumed you had some fun here tonight.
I can only have so much fun when I'm hyping up a defender. But no, it was a great time, man. I love being on here with you. I love this game. I love the community. So I had a really fun time, man. I hope you did too.
I did too. I just put those pictures up for you. Hopefully that makes it a little bit better for you. Good buddy.
Oh, it makes me so much way better. I just think Shimada, and I'm good to go.
Well, thank you again, guys. Everyone for coming. Rzesh, thank you for making it. I know you're off on a distant planet there, but even being within audio range, we appreciate you. So, thank you guys all for coming to Live from the Bridge. We will definitely have another episode here next Monday. We will do these every single Monday, same time, same place. So, love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you guys next time.